Hello gentle viewers, this is Guardian welcoming you back to Tabletop Simulator and Bleeding Kansas. In our last episode, we completed the election of 1855. There's only 2 elections left to go in the game. But the 1857 election is probably the most important because you need 21 markers in order to cause it to happen. So a lot of things are going to be changing. Currently, the anti-slavery powers are ahead by 2 points. And have not exactly a stranglehold, but they definitely have a really strong center of power, mostly in the West. However, all that is about to change. We're going to get rid of these political markers, because we don't need them anymore. And we've already done the migration after each, because I remember doing that before we'd gotten there, so we're now ready to go ahead and start a new turn. Now, unfortunately, the person who, I'm trying to remember, it's the person who won the election. Oh, the last one to play a card to trigger the election, the next player goes, so it's actually the anti-slavery player that goes first. Beautiful. So let's draw our card. Okay. Now, I do have the 6 symbols I need to get a point. But there's some other useful things we could be doing here instead. We could do a skirmish here in Lynn County to try to wipe out this last brown cube. That could be pretty nice. I wish I had the influence option, but I'm not going to play a pro-slavery card and make our lives actually harder instead of easier. There's also this clusterfuck. This eventually has to be dealt with, but I don't have the burn card, do I? That would be handy if we could burn what's it called? Fairway? That'd be pretty good. Because I know this is 5-on-5. I have absolutely no guarantee or even likelihood of winning this battle. So that is a bit disconcerting. Yeah, you know what? I think fighting this particular battle is worth doing. It would be 3 versus 2, though. And that's not very good. I wish we could burn, but we can't. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do the thing I said I wasn't going to do. I'm going to go ahead and discard my hand and get 1 victory point. Because I have all 6 symbols. Just like that. And then we're going to draw 2 new cards, and that'll conclude my turn. Better. Not great, but better. Alright. Now, the pro-slavery player is in a bit of an issue here. So, this actually does make it easier, though. So I've got a couple of options here. Lynn County is still very much winnable by either side. And burning Mound City would definitely get us closer to doing that. Then on a subsequent turn, we could try to kill them, despite having fewer cubes there. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to go ahead and burn Mound City. So we're going to take a burn marker. We're going to put it on Mound City here. And also, very importantly, we're going to put a violence marker here on the map. And their turn is complete. Okay. Now that's very interesting. I could essentially concede Kansas City and spread these guys out. That would be pretty handy. Remind me. Faction star. Ah, you can consolidate into one county. Hmm. I am going to play this card, and I'm going to do a faction move because I have a cunning plan. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to leave these two here in Kansas City. No, I'm not going to do that because they'll get raffle stomped. And we'll move 2 in there. Because if I can take 2 counties, that's better than taking 1. And then with my second action, because remember, move, you can send it as many places as you want to. I'm going to go ahead and take a political marker and put that out on the board. And that turn is done. The pro player is a little concerned because he's got these ticking time bombs in these 2 cards. Okay, he can do a move if he wants. Or he could cause a migration. Migration doesn't help him. A move doesn't either, though. The biggest thing that they see more cubes. Because right now there's more... Like, yes, okay, Kansas City is pretty tough. But I guess it could move. I really wanted an influence action if we could have managed it. Do you know what? Let's go and play German immigrants, because I really don't want to give the anti-player any more of a boost he's already got. And let's go ahead and move from Atchison here into Leavenworth. And then hopefully we can get ourselves a nice fight here down the line that we can try to break up some of their forces there. Okay. Anti-player got the Joker, which means they could do anything they want to, but they're looking at federal troops and they really want to try to influence. So influence is what they're going to do. We're going to try to influence one of these cubes to join Team Blue. Nope, wait. Maybe this one. Influence is just the one side rolling, right? Yeah. It would be a +2. But the thing is, these cubes are ripe for the picking. So we're going to go ahead and take the +3 and we're going to go up there. So as long as I don't roll a 1, we're going to be successful. And I didn't want to roll a 1. So you go away. And you join Team Blue. Awesome. That is the end of the turn of the anti-player. Okay. Cooperation or fight? They're going to do a fight, and they're going to do a fight in Leavenworth County. So first they're going to play a violence token. So Leavenworth County, we get a +4. 1 for Leavenworth and 3 for each of our cubes. And the blue side only gets +2. So we're going to roll the attackers first. They got a 7. And we roll for the anti-player. And they get a 4. That's still a victory, though. So what's going to happen is both these cubes are going to get removed. But first, I get to decide, as the winner, where the first cube goes. And I'm going to send this cube back into Platte County. Because fuck you. And he gets to decide where the other one goes. He's going to come over here to Atchison. He's going to retreat into Atchison. But that is a victory for the pro player, and he's pretty happy about that. Back to the aunties. Not the uncles, though. I'm hilarious. Interesting problem here. I don't really want to use this card, because a move doesn't really help me. I want to do either a skirmish or a burn. If I can. Excuse me. Or an influence. Try to win another follower in Lynn County. Although a migration plus a move might not be a terrible idea, there's a bunch of cubes that are in places that don't help me. That's a really interesting question. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure what makes the most sense for the anti-player. Like, migrating just for the sake of this one cube here, because you can never more than 5 cubes in a faction in one space, just seems wasteful. So what would be the most beneficial thing we could do right now? Well, one thing we could do is we could push these units from here into Lycans County. Because, like any war game, the most important thing to attack is generally the other guy's army. And look, until we can burn Fairway, we're just going to have a very difficult time causing any significant damage to Kansas City. They've got a pretty good stronghold in Leavenworth, and that's also not an easy thing to deal with. So I think we will play Immigrant Aid Society, and we're going to decide if we'd rather go after Lycans County or go after Douglas County. Lycans County is pretty isolated, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to take all these wonderful folks and send them into Lycans County. And then we're going to trigger a migration. So remember, you start from biggest to lowest. So you're off the board. You're off the board. 23 goes to Dickinson. Remember, it has to go west. It can't go straight north or straight south. It has to go west. 21. I'm going to choose to remove this from the map just because migrants in the west don't necessarily help me. I've got pretty much a stranglehold back here. And that's going to kind of be our secret ace in the hole because there's just not very much that the pro player can do to get in here later on. So 19 is done. 18 has to go west. So you're going into Riley County. Back to bottom. 17. 16. Again, I'm going to remove it from the board. 15, 14, 13. Into Potawatomi you go. 12, 11, 10, 9. Let's move you into Shawnee County, because that's a pretty easy influence for me. Although I can't influence unless there's at least one of my cubes there. So I will send you to Osage instead. 8, 7. You're going to come over here to Jefferson County. 6 doesn't have any. 5 has one. Let's push it into Anderson. 4 is Also into, let's do Franklin County for them. No, let's do Lycans County. No, Franklin County. I can't do Lycans from there. 3, 2. Pull you into there. 1. Push you into there. And then back down here. Vernon into Lynn. Bates into Lycans. Cass into Lynn. No, you can't do that. Sorry. Cass into Johnson, I guess. Jackson into Johnson. Clay into Platt. And then Platt into Atchison. Oh, whoops. I can't do that. Sorry. And I've already moved that cube, so I can't actually move the Platt cube. Yeah, I can't ever use it to move my own cubes. That was technically cheating. But yeah, so that is the anti-player's turn done. Over to the pro player. Okay, an influence or political marker. That's very, very well timed because gaining a cube in Leavenworth would give them a ton of options. So that's what they're going to do. Good old James Buchanan. Oh, that's going to be a +4. So I'm not even going to roll. I can't fail it. Even if I get a 1, I still have a 5 or higher. So you go from being unconvinced to being pro-slavery. And done. They really keep dodging a bullet by not drawing a third card, but okay. Migration doesn't help. Let's get a fight going. Let's play the Insurrection Joker, and we're going to cause a fight. Specifically, here in Lycans County. So we're going to get a +5 to this roll. They're going to get a +2. Which is hopefully going to turn out very well for me. So first you roll the anti-die. Oh, I need to remember to put my violence marker up there. That's a 6. That's a pretty shit roll, my dude. Fortunately, I also got a 1. So that does mean that one of his cubes is murdered in the face. But first, I need to remember to put this out here. So this cube is dead because we beat him by 3. And then they get to pick, and then wait a minute. Does that mean I get to, I can't remember if I get to decide as the anti-player or the pro player gets to decide where it goes. Okay, yeah. So they can decide where this last cube in Lycans County retreats to. They're going to go ahead and retreat into Douglas County. No, Olyth is better because it's a new place where they can start building up forces by influencing people. So I think that makes sense. That is the anti-player's turn done. Okay. And speaking of influence, influence would be quite welcome right now. If we can gain some additional forces here in Johnson County, we can really then start spreading out. Because we've got a lot of forces here. We just haven't been able to actually take too much advantage of that yet. So we're going to do some influencing here in Johnson County. That's going to be a +2 to the die roll. Remember, we need to get a 5 or higher, so we have a 50-50 chance, basically. No, sorry. A 66% chance, because only a 1 or a 2 would cause us issues. Okay, 6 it is. Congratulations. In Johnson County. And there we go. Well done to the pro player. That strengthens their position. Going to draw a card here. Okay. Influencer move would be quite good. Which one would I rather do, actually? influence in Franklin County wouldn't go amiss, I don't think. Make lichens just impossible to take, maybe. Maybe that's the play. Although, no, Lynn County is, I think, the better choice. Because if we can flip this guy, then that's going to make us in much better shape. What's what we're going to do? Mr. Atchison from Atchison County is named. In the city, too, I think. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and roll. When we lived in Kansas, we had a landlord from Atchison County, and she just expected we knew where that was from. And she sounded so disappointed when we didn't know. We're like, we just moved to Kansas. We don't know anything about Kansas yet. A glorious success indeed. So, Lynn County is a little bit more anti. Nice. Okay, burning a town or a migration. I can't burn Lawrence. That's annoying. So I actually can't use the burn action because I don't have any tan cubes in a place with a blue city. Or butternut, excuse me. Except in Douglas County, and the federal troops would stop me from burning there. I actually kind of really like to burn a city if I could, but I can't. It's fine. If I play one of these other cards, though, it's going to bite me in the ass, because they're going to get a free action. I don't want to do that. I guess we're doing a migration, then. Oh, we didn't restock the Missouri counties after the last time round. Let's do that right now, since I forgot to do that. And 6. Okay. And I don't believe you can just choose not to play a card. Yeah, so I guess we're doing a migration action, because I really don't want to play an anti-card if I can avoid it. Although, here's my big issue. Right now, I do not have a way to get rid of these two cards, because they both have the burn marker, meaning I kind of have to play one of these cards, and I don't like it, but otherwise it's a ticking time bomb. Eventually I'll get a third card and I'll be forced to play one. And a migration doesn't really help me. It doesn't hurt me, but it just doesn't matter that much. So we're going to go and play James Montgomery. And we're going to take the move action. And we're going to take 2 cubes from Wyandotte? No. Do we just abandon Douglas and go after Topeka? That'd be very spicy. But if we're going to do that, I'd rather have a bigger force, because it's going to draw a lot of attention if we start moving west. But there's a lot of easy pickings out here, and maybe that's the strategy we should have been going for all along. Let's take 2 cubes from Leavenworth and 1 cube from Leavenworth, and we'll go there. Now they get to move, or they get to burn, and they're going to go ahead and burn Paris. Which, I'm not surprised that they did that as the pro player. It makes a lot of sense. But we have to do something to break the stalemate, or we're never going to get a chance as the pro player to have a meaningful effect in the election. Plus, we kind of defused the bomb. We're no longer concerned about getting a third blue card. Okay. We're going to discard our hand, and we're going to go ahead and take another victory point, because we got the 6 symbols here. No, we don't. No, we don't, you stinking bastard. Okay. Huh. Man, playing Sir Political Marker is kind of a weak move. And most importantly, there's a chance that I could then be in a situation like the pro player was last time. But I think it's a risk I'm willing to take right now. Plus, it'll give me kind of a commanding lead on the election track. So we're just going to do that. The political action always kind of feels to me like a consolation prize. Anyway. Okay. We're going to go ahead and play William Larimer Jr. We're going to play to move. And I'm now going to move 2 people from Wyandotte into Leavenworth. We're going to start trying to push west and try to grab some of these easier counties rather than these big fights down south, which we're just going to have a hard time winning. So that's that. Draw a card. Okay, now I can discard my hand. And discard my hand is what I shall do. And that's a victory point. And 2 more cards. That looks much nicer. I like that. Okay. Some influence in Jefferson County wouldn't go amiss. Strength in Johnson County. Either of those sounds wonderful. So let's go and play the Fugitive Slave Act, and let's do some influencing, shall we? Olathe would be basically a guarantee. So let's do that. That's a +3. All I have to do is not roll a 1. And we are successful. And successful we have been. So, Mr. Johnson County, congratulations, you have an additional person here. Draw a card. So, this is kind of one of the weaker positive cards for us to get. Because it's like, boy, it's 2 politics markers. Ooh, or it can take 2 off. They don't actually have any, though. Would moving do us much good right now? Yeah, getting that cube out of Platte County would be pretty handy. I think we'll do that. No, wait. No, it's stupid cooperation. Let's remove the burn marker from Mound City. Done. Okay. Well, now. They're just gonna go ahead and burn the city again. Poor Mound City. I can't remember how it's been burned in this game, but it's been a lot. It's been an awful lot. Oh, they're back in that same position again where they've got 2 pro cards. Okay. Let's go ahead and burn Pawnee. I can definitely see them getting a bit more interested in going west. And this will give me more flexibility with what to do with my cubes in Riley County. So that's what we're going to be doing there. Oh no, it happened. Wait. Oh, perfect timing, game. They can actually discard all 3 cards because there's no repeated symbols there. So they're going to do exactly that. And get themselves a big fat victory point. And most importantly, not hurting themselves by giving the other player a free bonus. Nice. Okay. Now, we've been kind of spoiling for a fight for a while now in Lynn County. I could discard all 3 cards, but no, we're going to fight. Fight, 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 fight. We're going to play a violence marker over here. Alexa's anti-violence marker. Like, no, we're just peacefully shooting you in the face. It's fine. So that's going to be 3 for you, 1 for them. Oh dear. This may not go as well as I'd hoped. Whew. We win the battle. We don't get to kill anything. That's fine. We get to decide where the cube goes. Go hang out in Allen County. No. Go to Vernon County. With the other people from Missouri. And now Lynn County is a decent-sized anti-stronghold. Okay. We're going to influence here in Jefferson County so that we can then build up to having a stronger influence here. Yeah, I can't move, so that would be the only other thing I'd want to do. So +2. Just can't get a 1 or a 2. And there we go. I don't think I've failed an influence roll all episode, and it's actually surprisingly hard to fail them, I guess. But I'll take it nonetheless. Draw a card. So. Letting him move for influence isn't the worst thing in the world. Because I really want to be able to move. And I got a couple of thoughts on where I could move, but I really want to move if I can. So I think we are going to play the goose question. It's going to give them a free action. I don't mind. The question is where we go. Now, so there's a couple of options here. First of all, we could get really cantankerous and go after Johnson County. And the reason for that is pretty simple, I think. If we win it, it's going to break up their biggest army. And that's going to make our lives a little bit easier. The second option is we start shifting forces from Lynn County into Bourbon County or Anderson County. As long as these Johnson County forces are here, I don't feel like it's a good idea to move the Lycans County people. So I think instead we are going to move Lynn County. And we're going to move one here and the other two and one here. No, I think we'll just move the one. Try to flip him over to our side, and then we'll have an opportunity to go after Bourbon County later. But I think that's what we're going to do. Now they get to move. And I think 2 cubes into Atchison County makes a lot of sense. Because we'll start to spread out here. This is an interesting little border clash here between Johnson and Lycans County, where neither side really wants to move their forces. Lycans has a much better defensive position for the anti-player, so that's going to be very interesting to see how this gets resolved, or if it gets resolved. So that's that. Okay. A fight in Atchison seems like a really strong move, but there's also the ability to influence another cube. And I see this guy in Johnson County, and I say, let's do Battle of the Blackjack, and we'll just instantly win it because we can't fail it. And done. Okay, a skirmish or a burn action. Doesn't really help me. Let's go and play Kansas statehood now. And let's give ourselves 2 political markers. There we go. Ooh, a double influence action would be helpful if I had any influence cubes whatsoever in my area. I don't think you can influence adjacent. Well, you can put a faction cube in Missouri. Interesting. Or we could move. Or we could skirmish. And I think skirmish is what we're going to do. I think we're going to cause a fight in Jefferson County. So we get a violence marker here. Jefferson is going to be 3-1. Okay, that is not a winnable fight. So the only thing the blue player is rolling for is to prevent that cube being murdered. Being moved is better than being killed, but I don't like their chances. It is 8-5, so that is bigger than that by 3. Therefore, you die now. And now Jefferson is loyal to the pro-slavery player. Okay. I can't discard all the cards, unfortunately. I could try a low percentage skirmish and try to win here in Atchison County. No, you know what? Let's go ahead and play Franklin Pierce, and let's go ahead and influence here in Garnett County. It's only a +1, so I need to get a 4 or higher, a 50-50 chance. And I failed. Oh well. They get to influence, but they can't. They don't have any neutral cubes in any of their territory. Oh yes, they can. They can do it in Vernon County. They need to get a 4 or higher, just as I did. And they succeeded. So that's a nice little boost for them. That kind of bit me on the butt, didn't it? Oh well. We're going to play Voter Intimidation, and we're going to take 2 move actions. So first we're going to move these 2 cubes into Lynn County. And then I think it's time to make a decision. I think it's time to finally make an important decision about what we're going to do next. And I'm going to take 2 cubes from Douglas County, and we're going to put them in Topeka and Shawnee County. What I'm basically trying to do is I'm trying to get the anti-player to pull some of his forces west. Because they can't let me run amok, right? That would be disastrous for them. Or do we reinforce Atchison County? Which would then let me have basically a free path here. No, I think that's the right move. Because then we can burn Topeka with a later card. I think that's going to be pretty beneficial for us if we can pull that off. Draw a card. They get burn or skirmish. Man. Or migrate. I think we're going to fight in Lynn County. Because I got to do something, and migration doesn't really benefit me. So we're going to do a skirmish, which means I get a violence marker. And we're going to fight in Lynn County. So both sides get a 2. It's going to be a straight up die roll. I got a 3. And they got a 5, which means they win 7-5. Not enough to kill any of my people, but enough to make me leave. So he's going to do what I did. He's going to send one of mine to Verdon County, but then I'm going to send the other one into Anderson County. So, a minor setback. I'm not that bothered by it, but I had to do something. So, the anti-player is okay with that. Friends, I can't keep... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a move. 1 cube up to here, and 2 cubes over to here. I know Jackson County... No. 1 cube. Sorry. Otherwise, I lose Jackson, or Jefferson County, and I definitely want to keep that. Good play. Drawing a card. Oh dear. I guess I'll do a migration because I can't burn anywhere, and I really don't want to play either of these 2 cards. Or do I? I don't. Migration 25, remove from the board. 24, nothing. Clay County. Now that I'm seeing him start to move west, I kind of like the idea of this guy going northwest. Up. Potawatomi goes west. You're going to go to Waubonsee County. No, Lyon County. You're going to go into Coffee County. You're going to go into Osage County. 7 and 6. You're going to go to Franklin County. Nobody there. You're going to go up. You're going to go over. you're going to go up. That's still going west, technically. And then you're going to come over to here. And then we put out new migrants over here. Five and 6. Okay, that is it for the anti-player's turn. Okay. Burning sounds like a good time. Let's do it. No, I don't actually have 2 cities that I can burn, unfortunately, but I do have 1. I can't burn it twice, but I am burning their... I'm burning their capital. So I don't actually get... I guess I could take the cooperation action. Let's do that, because I can do each, and let's remove the burn marker in Paris. There we go. That is the pro player's turn. Oh, we need to flip the deck and shuffle that bad boy. Okay. A skirmish doesn't benefit me. I don't really want to fight. So I think we'll do cooperation. Oh wait, can I do cooperation if I don't have any faction points there? Yes, I would, because I still have a faction point because it's my capital. So yeah, we're going to play the Beach Revivals, and we're going to go ahead and remove the burn marker in Topeka. Begone, burn marker. Okay. Influence or political marker. I really want to move, though, is the thing. Influence doesn't really help me right now, if I'm honest with you. And a political marker would be nice, but it's kind of a waste of a card. And I am worried about the ticking time bomb. If I play Fugitive Slave back and then draw a blue card next time, I have to play one. So I think we're going to go and play the Wide Awakes. I think moving is the most useful to me. And the question is, where do we move? Well. I don't want to leave Atchison County until we've killed this last federal troop here. Do we finally break the stalemate and move these guys into Lycans County? And have ourselves a big old-fashioned fight? Or do we do an end around and go after Franklin County instead? Because if I can cut off his reinforcements, that's going to make holding Lycans a lot harder. Or do I move you into Pottawatomie County and try to pull some forces east? You know, we're not going to take Shawnee anyway. Let's go ahead and move you both into Pottawatomie County. Because I have to have at least 3 cubes there or burnt the city. So that's going to be their turn. Now, the anti-player does get to move, and move he shall. But where? Where? Let's move 1 cube from Davis into Riley. That way, if he decides to just keep bullying west, it's going to be a much more difficult task for him. So, it is now the anti-player's turn. He's going to draw a card. Okay. This is really interesting how much tension there is between Likens County and Johnson County. Let's do a move, and we're gonna move from Vernon County to Bourbon County. There we go. Okay. A double skirmish, you say? Or what's the alternative? It's a skirmish with a +2? Yeah. Or a skirmish and a political marker, which, to be quite honest, actually sounds a lot more productive. So we're gonna cane Charles Sumner. Cane him good. First the political marker. And then we're going to do a skirmish, and we're going to skirmish up here in Atchison County. So that's going to be a 3-on-1 slugfest. Which is like the worst party ever. Like, slugs generally aren't very fun. That's a 6. Very winnable still by the anti-player, based on how well this roll goes. It's 6-3, which means you dead, my friend. Okay. Oh no, it was going to happen eventually. It was going to happen eventually. Yeah, I'm going to play Southwest Expedition, and I'm going to remove the burn marker. Oh, no, I can't. Because I don't have a faction point there, which means I can't cooperate. I could move... Yeah, you know what? Let's move the federal troops over here to Riley County. That way you can't do anything about Riley right now, and that'll kind of force them to change your strategy. That's a good move. They're going to choose to remove the burn marker in Pawnee County. So that's that. It's still not great. I still need to get rid of those damn cards, but here we are. Okay, perfect. Now we can finally move and have a positive experience. We're going to go ahead and move. I'm going to take these 3 gentlemen and move them into Jackson County. Sorry, all but one of them. Let's at least try to win that county. Okay. Ideas to me game. We're going to play the slavery card, and we're going to just influence this guy here in Likens County. I can't fail. And he's going to either influence or play political marker. Be kind of a low percent. No, let's actually go and influence in Leavenworth. There'll be a +2, which means as long as I don't get a 1 or a 2, we'll succeed. And they very much succeeded. So Leavenworth is now 1 more. Double influence would be great if I had a reason to do it. So instead I think we'll take a double political marker. We're so behind on the point track, so 2 political markers could be very, very helpful to us. Okay. Political marker, please. And hang on. No, I still can't discard because I don't have the right card there, but I can take the political marker. Poop. Okay. I can't influence anywhere, so let's go ahead and get a political marker here. And we draw a card here. Influence, very much, please and thank you. Let us influence here in Franklin County. That's a +2. As long as I don't get a 1 or a 2, we will succeed. Fuck you, die. Right in the ear. Oh well. And he's going to very simply do a political marker, and we're going to trigger the election of 1857. So first of all, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm counting the wrong thing, sorry. Aren't I? No, I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at 10 markers there means that the pro server player gets 11. That means he gets 2 victory points. And then we start counting up the counties. So, Riley County remains very anti, as does Davis County. Potawatomi goes pro because it's 2-1. 2 cubes, but the city of Manhattan is 1. Shawnee stays anti. Osage is anti. Coffee is anti. Anderson is anti. Franklin is anti. Douglas is pro. Jefferson is pro. Atchison is pro. Leavenworth is pro. Wyandotte is pro. Johnson is pro. Likens is anti. Lynn is pro. And nobody gets Bourbon County. Bourbon County is neutral. Alright, let's count them up. There are 15 counties in an election, or 16? There are... Oh, it says under county control, I think it says here. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Yeah, because Lynn County... No, it'd still actually be neutral, because Lynn is pro, but Anderson is anti, so that stays unoccupied. That stays neutral. And then I seem to remind myself how many counties there are. It is 17. Okay. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 anti-counties. Okay. Which means one county is neutral, so that means it is 8 each. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's 8 each. What happens if it's completely tied? Does just nobody get any points for this election? Was this entire election just a wet fart? Did nothing happen? Yeah. So nobody gets any points. That's pretty bonkers. Okay. Alright then. So we're gonna get rid of these markers here. Yeah, ironically, Bourbon County was the big problem, and yeah. Shame. But anyway, we now do a free migration action, and because the pro player is behind on points by 1, he gets to decide how the migration happens. So, no decision here. Clay County leaves. We're going to take Riley off the board, because you can kind of go like, boop. Morris, we're going to go to Dickinson. Lyon to Morris. Coffee to Lyon. Osage to Lyon. Franklin to Osage, I guess. Likens to Douglas. Platt to Atchison. Vernon to Lynn. Bates to Lynn. Johnson. Wyandotte. Leavenworth. And then we put out 6 new cubes in the Missouri counties. And we now shift over to the anti-player, who is not happy with how that went, but it could have been a lot worse. The game is still very much up for grabs, and there's a fair chance whoever gets the most markers on this track is going to win the game. Because there's a couple places there could be significant county movement, but basically until something happens with these 10 cubes here, I don't really see there being any dramatic changes in the fortunes. Although there are some interesting choices that could be made here. We could take Topeka. That would be interesting. But anyways, the anti-player gets to go first, and he draws a card. It's either Skirmish or Influence. Let's Influence in Franklin County. And that's going to give me... No, wait, that's stupid. Let's do a Skirmish in Bourbon County. Let's see if we can't settle this once and for all. If we get a nice fat die roll, we could win this in crucial county for us later on. We got a 4. And they got a 2. And I'm going to banish you to Allen County. That is now makes Bourbon pro-control, or anti-control, rather. Very nice. Okay. The Joker right now is really helpful. It's just a question of what I want to do. I could burn Lawrence. I could try to take Shawnee County. Federal troops, you can't skirmish, burn, or influence, right? Does it prevent anything else? Federal troops are under the cooperation action here. Yeah, skirmish, burn, or influence. So I could still move a bunch of cubes into Riley County. Like, I don't really feel that pressure to go after Topeka, but on the other hand, Shawnee County offers me a way to start grabbing up some of these counties by just bullying them. And I think that actually makes more sense. So I think we're going to go toward Shawnee County anyway. And see how that goes for us. And we're going to play the Insurrection Joker. Okay. No, I can't burn Pawnee as much as I might want to. And I'm not in any other place with... Oh, no, yes, No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not in Lyons County. Or Lynn County, sorry. I could burn Lecompton, so I think we'll do that. We will burn Lecompton from Lawrence, basically. We're going to send, like, a little militia out to do our dirty work. Because remember, you see a faction point. Doesn't say to have a faction cube, you see you have to have a faction point. Oh, no, just kidding. Yeah, you can't do that. Never mind. I'm adult. So here's an interesting question. I really don't want to migrate. It doesn't help me. I want to move, but I can't. I can't fight anywhere. I could move the federal troops. But I could remove a burn marker from Lynn County. Yeah, there's really no good option here. I'm going to go ahead and remove the burn marker from Lynn County. And then they get to do their choice. They could take a political marker, or they could move federal troops, or whatever. I think they'll just take the political marker. I think that makes more sense for them. Because winning this track's going to be really, really important if they can manage it. Okay. Ooh, that's rough for them. They would like to move, so they're going to play Immigrant Aid Society. And we're going to move all these jerks right into Osage County. Now, they can take a move as well. And look, until we sort this out, we don't really have any good choices. I mean, we could come down here and wipe them out. But then if we do that, then they can move in from Johnson into Lykins County. This has to get resolved, one way or the other. And quite clearly, they're content to not move from Johnson. So we're going to move all these guys into here. Let us, my dear friends, fucking go. Draw a card. Now. Fighting now would come down to a flat die roll. Yeah, let's do it. You only live once, right? 5-on-5 die roll. Winner take all. Okay, that's an 11. And that's a 7. That is one dead Ant Pro player. And then they can decide where to go. So he's going to take one of his cubes and he's going to move it over to Lawrence. I'm going to send one to Jackson County. He's going to send one to Wyandotte. I'm going to send one to Cass County. That was huge. That was absolutely massive, and it has completely changed the way this is going to work out here. I have a lot more flexibility now as the anti-player, so that was very much worth it to have won that battle. Okay, they could influence their politics. I don't think they're going to influence here in Douglas County. That'd be a +3. As long as he didn't get a 1, he will be successful. And he didn't get a 1, so they do gain themselves a fresh new recruit in Douglas County. Okay. Absolutely. Playing this for 2 political markers. I would prefer to have moved, but I didn't get a move card, so I will happily take the 2 political markers instead. Oh dear. I don't want to give him a free political marker, so we're going to play abolition. And we're just going to do some influencing. We're going to influence here in Linden County. That's going to be a 3. Again, as long as you don't roll a 1, we will succeed. We didn't get a 1. We're really... I'm really annoyed as the pro player that I can't get a move card all of a sudden. But anyway. They get to influence as well, and they're going to influence here in Franklin County. So that's going to be a +2. Got to get a 3 or higher. Which we did not. So that actually didn't hurt that badly. Okay, skirmish and burn. I can't skirmish. I mean, I could skirmish and just lose. And I can't burn. I mean, I could fight a skirmish, I know I'll lose. Or I could do a migration. I think we'll do the migration. It's not the most exciting move, but it's the move that's happening. You move over. I'm going to take you off. Because we only move 1 cube. That is right. Or you move all the cubes. Oh, you move all the white cubes. Oh, well, I feel stupid now. I've been doing that wrong. I think I've been doing it wrong the whole game, so I'm just going to keep going, and starting with this migration, I'm just going to start doing it right. But I apologize, because that was not accurate. Yeah, all the cubes move west. So we're going to move both of these to Allen County. I'm going to move you over to Douglas. You over to Jefferson. You over to Wyandotte. Or to Leavenworth from there. Oh, you're going to go here. You're going to go here. You're going to go here. You go here, and then... I don't know if this guy gets moved or not. I don't think he does, because I don't think he can move the cube twice. But let me confirm that. No, I guess this would count. Yeah, so we'll move you there, and then we'll put in a cube out there. That's quite different from the way the game had been played up to this point, so again, I do apologize. Okay, they can migrate or they can influence. I think they'd very much like to influence this last fellow here in Douglas. So that's going to need another +3 again. Don't roll a 1. No, sorry, be a +4. So yeah, they can't fail. I forgot about Lecompton. So yeah, that just succeeds no matter what happened. There we go. Oh dear. Unfortunately, I really need to move, so I'm going to go ahead and play that card, even though it does benefit the other player. But where do we move, I wonder? I'm going to move 4 here into Leavenworth County. Let's start trying to make something happen over here. And then they get to move as well. They could easily move from Douglas into Olathe, but they have other plans. Specifically moving 2 cubes to Coffee County. Which now makes it pro. No, wait. That's silly. Let's move you up to Coffee County. There we go. That makes more sense. It gets them into a county where you can be meaningful as opposed to where they were before. Okay, they get another move. So now they will move again. They're going to send 1 cube here. And I think that'll be it. Okay. We're going to play this for the +2 bonus. So that's going to be 4v3, but I actually get a 6. And most probably I do get a violence marker. That's 6 versus 3. That's a very nice 10. Which I think I'm going to win because they can't get to 10. But it depends. Oh dear. That's a dead cube, my friends. That's a super dead cube. It is the deadest of cubes. And then they can decide where the other guy goes, and they're just going to send him over here to Douglas County. So that was a great success. Draw a card. They could get a politics marker, and I think they will. They're falling behind quite badly on this track, so I think it's going to take the easy politics marker. And that'll be that. Over here, draw a card. Let's go ahead and burn, and we're going to burn... we're going to burn Leavenworth. There we go. They could do a skirmish, and I think they will. So we're going to do this, and they're going to fight here in Osage County. That's 3v1. They roll first. Oh dear, that is a tie, so that means nothing happens. It's still a free violence marker though, so that's still a good thing for them. For sure. Okay, perfect. We're gonna go ahead and move the federal troops over to Leavenworth. Which means I can now burn Pawnee in a later turn. So that's that. They can influence or migrate. Let's influence and Osage. That's a +3. Basically can't roll a 1. Which they don't. Moving right along here. Okay, fighting a skirmish or cooperation would be the two big ones. So here's the reason we're going to fight a skirmish here, by the way, is because I want the marker. That's actually more important to me than whether or not we win the battle. Because now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As long as they don't get the last two. No, if they get the last two, we basically gain ourselves 2 victory points. So it might be winning the game for us. And if we win the battle, so much the better. So we're going to roll first. We're going to want a nice big fat die roll if we can manage it. That's pretty decent. Ooh, but it's a tie. So nothing happens. That's basically the ideal result. Well, winning would have been the ideal result, but you can't have it all. They're going to skirmish again. And they're going to murder this guy in Osage, I think. Yeah, they can't possibly lose this battle because they can't get to a 7. No, they can, and they just tied again. Holy shit. Okay, the desperately desired move that we've been waiting for. So what we're gonna do is what's called a pro gamer move. We're going to move people. I'm gonna move you over here. And done. Okay. So 2 skirmishes would actually trigger the... Actually, 1 skirmish would trigger the end of the game. They'd really rather prefer to move, in all honesty, but they can't. Winning Atchison County could be big. That's what he's going to do. He's going to do a skirmish. It's going to trigger the end of the game, but we'll worry about that in a second here. That's going to be a +2 for them. Wants a nice fat die roll. And instead he got a 4. And they got a 5, meaning they won the battle, and they decide where he goes, and he's going to go over here. Okay, so, unfortunately, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 2 points for the anti-player. And now we're going to do the final scoring of the counties. So, Davis County is anti. Riley County is anti. Pottawatomie County is pro. Coffee County is pro. Osage County is pro. Shawnee County is anti. Atchison County is anti. Jefferson County is pro. Douglas is pro. Franklin is anti. Anderson is anti. Bourbon is anti. Lynn is pro. Likens is anti just because of the presence of the town there. Johnson is anti. Leavenworth is anti. And Wyandotte is pro. So, the pro player got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 counties. If that means the ante got 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's 3 more points. So the anti-slavery player is victorious. So that's going to end this particular game. Some final thoughts about Bleeding Kansas. It's a really sharp game about a period in American history that doesn't get covered in other media very often. There are some things I don't like about it. I think it's a little bit too dice chucky. I think... Yeah. And while you can mitigate the die rolls, I do think the game's a little bit more luck than I'd like. And... Yeah, that's my biggest complaint about the game, is it's very anti-dice. I also wish there's more flavor, and I mentioned this in the last video too, but I wish that the events on the cards actually mattered. Not just, yes, this is pro-slavery, yes, this is anti-slavery, yes, this is neutral for either side. I wish there was a bit more like Twilight Struggle in that regard, like some kind of cool ability if you play your faction card instead of just the faction star. Well, the faction star is quite powerful. There are a couple of variant rules that the game includes. So one is that the Insurrection Joker goes back and forth. You can roll dice to make sure that you never have election ties. And finally, the 1855 election can get some points for some people. But yeah, I really wish this game had just a tiny bit more flavor to it. And I wish the dice rolls were a little bit less overwhelming, but I do appreciate you can mitigate the dice rolls. And that does kind of push it back into this is a very solid game, in my opinion. It's not a war game. Yes, it's a game with fighting, but it's not a real war game because there's really very few casualties over the course of the game. I mean, we probably saw like maybe 8 cubes removed over the entire game. Probably less. The other thing I don't love about the game is migration. It just seems like such an underpowered play to literally any other symbol that you can get. And the only reason to play it is if you're going for a very particular strategy of trying to put as many cubes in your own territory as possible so you can start flipping them over. Now, it's fair to say that because I fucked up the migration rule basically from the beginning of the game, that may be part of the problem. Because I swore I remembered it being only 1 cube would move, but no, it's actually all the cubes. So basically, there should be no cubes in Missouri at the end of a migration, is the big takeaway there. But yeah, it just seems so underpowered compared to every other action in the game, and move is just so hard to come by. I don't know what the balance is in the deck. I don't know how many of each symbol there are. I'm hoping there's an equal number of not, but I suspect there aren't. But it just seems like move is the one you can just never get when you want it. I do appreciate that skirmishes are always decisive. Unless you tie in the dice rolls. But I appreciate that they're always decisive in that one side ends up with the county at the end of it. So you're not fighting the same skirmish dozens of times in one county unless you're actually unless the situation keeps changing. And I really love the tension. It's a surprising amount of tension for a very abstract game. Like, the whole Likens and Johnson County thing, where are we going to move our cubes? And that win in Johnson County really changed things for the other player. Another thing I really like is the whole discard all 3 cards to get a point. Because 1 victory point is just so massive in this game. And as we saw, elections can't always be counted on to provide you with a good number of points. Strategically, one mistake I made that I wouldn't make if I played this game again is I spent a little bit too much time trying to basically... Like, this skirmish here was a waste of time. I already had an overwhelming majority. I should have been going for skirmishes in much more... cases. Much more undecided cases. But yeah, that is Bleeding Kansas. Next week, we're going to be playing a board game, but through a different game. It's called Galaxy Trucker. We're not going to be using Tabletop Simulator, though. We're going to be using the app that actually Galaxy Trucker and Check Games came up with. So that should be a lot of fun, I hope. But until next time, this has been Avgardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day. Holy shit, we got some rotation on that table. Very nice. Very nice indeed.